This presentation discusses the process and value of participatory vendor selection in choosing a vendor for information systems. These are the key steps in participatory vendor selection. First, stakeholders must be invited to participate. When choosing a vendor for information systems, key stakeholders include such people as the Chief Information Officer, the Chief Medical Information Officer, the Chief Nursing Officer, clinicians, the HIPAA Committee, the Quality Assurance Committee, and a representative from finance. The key is to gain input from a wide selection of people who will be integral in implementing and using the system. The analyst should have one-on-one interviews with each stakeholder to learn about his or her scoring system and to create a model of it. Next, a group meeting is convened. The meeting begins with introductions. Then the straw model that was created from individuals' models is presented, and participants are asked for input and suggestions for improvements. The attributes in scoring are discussed to create group scoring. Major differences among individual scoring are discussed. Once consensus is reached, the scoring system can be used to evaluate each vendor's performance. At the end, the analyst will write a report detailing the collaborative process that led to the decision. It will end with conclusions and next steps and will be distributed to meeting participants and others within the organization. To select our new information system, 2 experts were individually interviewed. The first stated that Linux compatibility of database server, automated clinical decision processes, and supported downloading of formulary information are the most important characteristics to him. As you can see, Linux compatibility is extremely important to him. Having complete or partial automated clinical decision processes is next most important. He would also like to see supported downloading of formulary information, but that is the least significant of the 3 attributes to him. To determine attributes, questions were asked, such as, "Tell me about systems you have used in the past, and what you did and did not like about them." The attributes described are recorded, and the expert is then asked to rate them in order of importance. To determine weights of each attribute, the analyst asks the expert questions such as, on a scale of 0 to 100, 0 being the least important and 100 most important, how important is supported downloading of formulary information to you? He can then be asked, how many times more important is Linux compatibility or some other such attribute than support downloading of formulary information to you? From this, weights can be calculated. Rating for attribute levels can be determined in a similar manner. Expert 2 also indicated that Linux compatibility is very important to her. Having complete or partial automated clinical decision processes and biosensor technology to enhance security for logon are also important to her. Following individual interviews, both experts were invited to participate in a face-to-face meeting to discuss vendor selection. The 2 vendors who were being considered were Smart Doctor by Intelligent Media and Horizon Ambulatory Care by McKesson. Both experts agreed that Linux compatibility was extremely important because they were already using Linux and did not want to switch. They agreed that a weight of 0.7 should be assigned to compatibility. They also agreed that having automated clinical decision processes would be a desirable attribute and weighted it at 0.2. After discussion, both experts agreed that biosensor technology would be beneficial for enhancing security, and they assigned it a weight of 0.1. Smart Doctor is Linux compatible but does not have automated clinical decision processes, and biosensor development is planned for future development. Horizon Ambulatory Care is not Linux compatible, but it does have automated clinical decision processes and biosensor technology. Applying the weights assigned to each attribute yields 0.75 for Smart Doctor and 0.3 for Horizon Ambulatory Care, so Smart Doctor is the best choice for this health system. Because Linux compatibility was so important for both experts, the fact that Horizon Ambulatory Care lacks this attribute made it far less desirable than Smart Doctor. Participatory vendor selection is very important for choosing an information systems vendor. This structured process gathers information from many individual stakeholders. Having individual meetings prior to the group meeting gives the analyst the opportunity to collect information and create a relationship with the stakeholder, and it lets the stakeholder know that his opinions are being considered in the decision-making process. Involving many and using a system to quantify opinions limits the impact of individual biases and helps arrive at the best selection for the organization. Open communication and dialogue lead to consensus building and help create a feeling of ownership about the decision.